Hello everyone, my name is Deadlyslob with TGN. Today, we have another Warlock leveling video. We're going to hit level 55. Crazy, we're already there, but in reality, we're even higher, but you have to wait and tune into the live stream to see that. Now, if you haven't already seen the last video, I recommend clicking that annotation on the screen right here and you'll be redirected, or if you decide to change your mind halfway through, there will be an annotation on the top right corner of the screen to guide you through the entire series if this is your first video. To start things off, since our 30 to 40 video received over 1,900 likes, I'm giving away a 60-day game time card. To enter to win, you need to check out my Facebook in the description box below and type a comment under the contest post, and also give this video a thumbs up. I'll even throw an additional game time card if this video or a future video ever exceeds over 2,000 likes. So make sure if you want me to release 2 game time cards, not 1, you hit the thumbs up on this video. As you guys just seen, we just got the Black Skull Shield, which is a epic BOE, a very rare healing shield that I've never gotten an epic drop for a very long time. It's been years since I got a leveling epic. So that was a very nice addition. The stream went crazy when it dropped. I went crazy as well. A few minutes later, we got the dagger, a BOE dagger as well. And in the Blasted Lands, I think I collected 4 rare BOEs. Now we're moving on to the Burning Steps, and if you would like to take part in the voting process, you can either tune into the streams or actually head over to wowdeadly.com. Most of the polls are there if they're live. If they're not, I usually take them down, so you can check it out there. You know, every single zone is connected. Once you hit Badlands, you're basically smooth sailing all the way to Outlands if you don't really want to go out of your own way. As well, if you're interested in learning how I level so damn quickly, there is a link in the description box below for that as well. So right now we're just deleting a bunch of old quests because my quest log is full. I am jumping around a lot. As soon as I hit like 45 or a 5 level increment, I'm moving on. I'm dropping everything that I'm doing and going to the next zone to avoid green quests. Green quests is like the plague. You don't really want to be questing in an area that isn't giving you the maximum amount of experience as possible. Now, if you can look at our mini-map right now, we are queued up for a dungeon, and we'll be doing a multiple amounts of dungeons in this video as well. I find dungeons is a perfect mix whenever you're either bored or trying to entertain a live stream, which I always am now. It's a lot of fun to do. It's unique. You get to see different things, especially with the Cataclysm zones, everything being revamped, new quests. It's a lot of fun. So here's the first thing of the day. We are in Black Rock Mountain in the first little encampment here. Not too bad. These are just a bunch of kill quests. You have to save some whelps as well, and it's not too bad. Easy stuff. I am currently rocking the Demonology Spec. Now, we are voting on specs as well on wowdeadly.com, and the 2 that was most voted on was actually Demonology and Destruction. You won't be seeing Destruction until you know, the Outlands, but we did do Destruction for a very long time. Now, since I'm in Northrend, I have switched back to Demonology just because that initial first couple levels without any gear, it is a little bit difficult to do when you're Destruction. You don't really have the survivability that Demonology brings. However, it still is a lot of fun. My standard Demonology rotation when I'm leveling is usually Hand to Gul'dan. I lay my dots, and they're either dead by then, or I start charging up a Shadow Bolt, or actually Searing Pain. Now, I find whenever I'm charging up a Shadow Bolt that it doesn't even hit. They're usually dead by then. So it's kind of, I don't really know. I kind of just move on anyway. In fact, in this video, I get Soulfire. Now the Soulfire ability is one of your most powerful moves, and in fact I don't even use that ability for a very long time. The reason why Soulfire is so amazing was whenever you Soul Burn, which is whenever you use one of your shards, it is a instant cast, and whenever it's going to be critting anywhere from, at my level anyway, 1,500 to 4K, it's definitely a useful ability, especially when you're Destruction. In fact, it's part of your main rotation. We're killing these War Reavers. In fact, we do find a rare one, which is very interesting. And in fact, we do hit level 52 off of that. So right here, I was demonstrating to the live stream how you can actually get better using your key bindings. And the way I used to learn is actually using Alt-Z to get rid of your user interface. So then you're forced to use your key bindings to actually kill a target. Now you can especially learn how to use your abilities. The only downfall is you can't really tell how much health the NPCs actually have, or yourself. So if you're in a sketchy situation, you definitely just want to turn your UI back on. But if you're going to be practicing against maybe a target dummy or something like that, it's a good way to get into the feel of your key bindings. It's how I learned, and it's just a little tip for you guys that are, you know, clicking. And I just want to say, if you're clicking, don't feel bad. Everyone has done it before. It's not even that bad of a thing. It's just elitist jerks will rip you a new one. And that's just life. They're gonna think that, you know, key bindings is everything. And in the end game, it kind of is. You kind of do need to have a little bit more precision. But there's a lot of good players that do still click. So you gotta, you know, don't get down on yourself when a troll trolls you about that. It's not a big deal. Swamp of Sorrows time. Swamp of Sorrows is a really cool place. You guys have seen it before in Percunis. Some of these zones are the exact same places that we have done just a few weeks prior. But they're on the Horde side, so it's something a little bit different. Now, the Battle of Stonard is a very interesting quest chain because it works out differently between the Horde and Alliance. Now, when you play on the Horde side, you actually defend Stonard. You work your way through it, and it's still a base. But on the Alliance side, you completely destroy it, and you actually take over the zone, which is kind of interesting how phasing works that way. But we're actually in a goblin neutral area, so Horde and Alliance can come to this spot and actually accept quests. So it offers a little bit of world PvP, but I haven't really seen any Alliance for a very long time, other than the odd one that comes down and ganks me, who is like 5 to 7 levels higher than me, which is unfortunate. But you know what, that's life on a PvP server. So on a super side note, out of a lot of consulting and thinking, I'm actually probably going to bring back the Let's Learn How to PvP you know, series, where I was on my Hunter and we did a bunch of battlegrounds. We learned our abilities a little bit better, how to use them to full effectiveness. And actually now, since I'm actually pretty damn good at my Hunter, it'll actually be more of a let's show you some battleground footage rather than let's learn how to PvP. I'm using the correct key bindings. I'm switching between Hawk and Fox correctly. I have it macroed. So it works perfectly with all my abilities. I'm actually rocking Beast Mastery, which is awesome. Very, very underrated talent tree, but it works tremendously well with mobility. Never having to really charge up a shot, always on the move, and kiting is my type of play style. I love it so much, and it works really, really well for me in Battlegrounds. I'm always the top in damage. I'm always the top in killing blows, and my streamers can vouch for me. So make sure you check out the stream for that if you want to see more Hunter footage. But for the time being, I'm going to be focusing on Mephisto and possibly bringing back the Let's Learn How to PvP system. And we made it to the secret message of the day. I'm just kidding, I don't sing. But yeah, thank you for watching it this far. Like always, we're going to have a secret question for all you hardcore fans out there. I want to know your opinions on a new class for the next expansion. Now, there's a lot of options. I was thinking Monk, for example. A couple guys on the stream said something like Blade Master. I just want to know what your guys' opinion is. What would you like to see in the next expansion? A new class, a new race? And tell me what it is, because I'm really interested in some of these questions. I read them all. It's actually enjoyable for me to actually interact with my viewers, and I do so on the stream regularly. So we do these types of things on the stream live, but for the people that don't tune in, I don't really want you guys to miss out on this. So this is why we're doing the secret stuff. Now for statements, I'm not going to have a statement today. You can tell me what are some suggestions for some secret statements. So I might actually use your suggestion and a shout out for next video. It's going to be almost like a question of the day, and you guys submit some of the questions that we can talk about in the secret section of the video. So what statement should we use for our next secret message? Let me know, or question. It's going to be interesting, guys. As well, if you haven't already liked this video, you're taking the time to leave the comment, so make sure you hit the like button because it really means a lot to me. It actually makes the videos a little bit more popular as well. So there we go. We just hit level 53. Let's get back into the footage. We're talking to Crazy Larry, the guy that sends you all over Swamp of Sorrows with his cannons. A very fast way to travel. Now in Swamp of Sorrows, there is an instance called Lost Temple. And this is a very old, annoying instance that they have actually stripped down and just left the lower level. So you actually used to have to traverse the top of it, kill a bunch of bosses, and hit certain mechanics to actually unlock the bottom level. But now they've taken that away, and you just spawn in the bottom level, and all you do is basically kill these paths of mobs and kill the dragons, which it's not too time consuming. The total instance should only take a regular group maybe 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So it makes for some easy experience and some nice gear. And I have to say, and I never thought I'd actually say this, I don't mind Lost Temple anymore. Used to be a huge pain in the ass, but now since they took all the jargon away from it, it's not too bad. Lots of bosses to kill. So there we go, we just finished it, killing the large dragon there. He's dropping a wand that I got ninja'd away from me, but nonetheless. Now tying right in with the instance, we're actually doing quests inside the Lost Temple. So there's a huge quest chain that you can actually complete, which yields a lot of experience. So it fit in perfect with what we were doing, the instance just before, and I actually laughed a little bit because we were just right in front of it. And you actually do get a neck piece from completing the quest chain, which is pretty good, especially you're always looking for new gear whenever you're leveling. And I always tell people who are new players, never buy gear off the auction house, because you're either going to replace it in a couple levels or just find new pieces. So yeah, that's a new tip. If you guys are kind of killing your gold away in the auction house, you're not going to have enough to buy your epic flying or flying mounts. If you actually just quest, you should be able to pick up your epic flying at around 77. So there we go, we just hit level 54 in the Lost Temple questing area, and we just unlocked Soulfire. Now what I mentioned earlier is I've never used it until Outlands, which is a big mistake, and which is why you guys should actually read what the ability does. And I know I'm going to hit my face and say this, but I didn't do it this time, and I really feel like shit for not doing it. So right now we are in Blackrock, and we actually completed it. I joined this group halfway through it, which is alright. I don't really enjoy the entire place, it's kind of time consuming. But they did initiate a very cool traveling system with the Digger Spire thing, the thing that teleports you into this zone with Brewfest. Yeah, that's been put into the actual zone. So we're almost at the actual end boss. This guy, he's a pretty big giant, pretty easy mechanic, of course, because you're just leveling. These guys are not meant to be hard, and I actually would wish that these guys would have deadly mechanics that would teach players how to actually survive at end game, rather than, you know, easy mode it all the way up to 1 through 85. Tell me what you think. Do you think that dungeons at lower levels should be a little bit more difficult, and the bosses should have deadly mechanics to actually make it, you know, make people get better at awareness and, you know, standing out of the fire and shit? But for the time being, I guess they just like their tank and spank. So there, what I was talking about is you get a really nice neck piece from completing some of the Swamposaurus quests. My bags are full. My bags are always full. Yes, I do have Auto Profit X2 that's able to sell all my equipment, but if you really take a really fast look at that, that's not gray items. It's all cloth and different materials used for different professions, which you can sell on the auction house if you have a new character on the server. In fact, there's a guy named Marco who teaches you how you can actually, you know, get 20k gold when you're leveling a character, which is cool. But basically the gist of it is you just sell all the white items that you get, because if it's a white item, there is actually some use for it in the game. That's the difference between a white and gray item. If you pick something up that's white, some profession or some material actually needs that item. So that's a cool thing if you're new to the game and actually didn't know that. So there we go, we just hit level 55 in Stonard. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Deadlyslob, and I'll see you guys in Outlands next video. Make sure you hit the like, favorite, comment, go to my Facebook, enter the 60-day game time contest. Also, make sure to tune into my live stream every single morning at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Alright guys, I'll see you later.